Hello and welcome to this free masterclass sponsored by Yibbia on how to effectively implement e-learning into your business. Now, one thing that the coronavirus pandemic has taught us is that it's very important for any education institute or training business to be able to conduct their classes over the internet, or in other words, indulge in e-learning. So let's quickly go through the benefits of e-learning first, and then we'll move on to a complete guide on how to structure your online courses so that you can implement effective e-learning mechanisms into your organization. E-learning is cost-effective. An online training system reduces many costs that would normally be associated with classroom training, including travel, learning materials, venues, and catering. With outdated training methods, updating and reproducing learning materials is costly and time-consuming. Online training platforms let you update important text packets and lesson plans quickly and easily, and since they remain online, you can save on printing costs as well. E-learning improves performance. People are always looking for opportunities to grow. Online training allows employees to quickly get up to speed on new processes. One major complaint about traditional training methods is that the time-consuming nature of the programs takes away from valuable time that could have been spent on other work. With training management systems, employees can participate in their online courses at any time, including at home or during downtime at work, so learning doesn't have to conflict with other important or time-sensitive job tasks. Online training platforms also allow employees to revisit key information right when they need it. E-learning is convenient. E-learning means having no boundaries. One of the key advantages of e-learning is that employees have the ability to participate in online courses from anywhere with an internet connection. This eliminates a lot of energy spent coordinating where and when a course will take place. Gathering a whole team of employees together in one place is never easy and never efficient either. E-learning gives both management and employees both flexibility to complete important just-in-time training as the requirements change. E-learning allows timely feedback. Employees are able to get real-time feedback during an online training course, and because everything is connected online, management can also get up-to-date analysis on how courses are performing, and they track the progress of individual employees. Another bonus for management is that there are no manual evaluations of coursework. If you want to include quizzes in your training, all course authors need to do is provide the correct answers, and the learning management system can automate the grading and evaluation. E-learning provides easy access to information. We all know that referring back to sloppy handwritten notes taken during training sessions is not the most effective way to retain information. Online training helps take paper out of the equation altogether. E-learning materials are stored online, so employees can access important resources anytime they encounter a question or difficult situation. And really, isn't that the point of training anyways? E-learning improves retention. E-learning companies get the opportunity to create fun and engaging training courses through the use of videos, interactive slides, and even games. These intriguing courses lead to better results by helping employees retain more of the information that they learn. E-learning personalizes the training experience. Now, not every employee learns in the same way. Even though the course material is consistent for all users, e-learning allows each individual learner to control the pace of the course. Because of the flexibility e-learning provides, users can also take the course in an environment that's more conducive to their learning style. So the advantages of e-learning are plentiful, but here's where businesses may be the most interested, the bottom line, and that is, e-learning helps companies create a higher quality, more effective training experience for employees at a more affordable cost. Now, these benefits that we just discussed were primarily referring to using e-learning mechanisms internally to train employees within an organization. But the reality is, if you belong to any sector of the education or training industry, and if you are serious about your business, then you need to learn how to use e-learning platforms. You must have delivered some classes online in 2020 in some shape or form using Zoom or any other video conferencing software. But the problem with these apps or softwares is that they only allow you to run a class and not do all the other things that are required to keep your business running over the internet. So in order to really run your business over the internet and continuously make sales, you need to use a system or software that has features that allow you to collect registrations and payments, track performances, receive feedback, issue certificates, upload new content, update previous content, and interact with your learners in all possible ways, not only during a class but also before and after the class. So if you are in any way involved in the teaching, educating, tutoring, training, or coaching business, and again, like I said, if you are really serious about your business, then you need to use a system like Yibbia, which is what I'll be demonstrating in this class today. But you can actually go ahead and use any other system as well, or a platform or app that you can find to put whatever you learned today into practice after you finish this masterclass, because the objective of Yibbia through this video is just to educate you. So now in the next part of this video, we will see Yibbia's capabilities through the creation of a proven course structure that one of Yibbia's clients used when consulting Fortune 500 companies with their learning programs. It's effective and it's very simple, and that's why I wanted to include it in this masterclass. Now, most people who conduct online classes or programs actually have more trouble structuring their content. You see, you may know what your course content or syllabus is, but you'd still need some guidance on how to structure that content so that you can upload it and offer it as an online course. So let's talk about structuring your content in a meaningful and effective way. So here we have a course structure, and you'll see that there are 3 phases, and phase 1 is all about baselining the learner. So you want to welcome them, but more importantly, you want to define the course objective over here, the intended audience, and the common terms. And this is just to get everybody on the same page so that when this stuff comes up later in the course, they know what is being talked about. Okay. Also, the baselining phase is about the current state definition along with the desired future state, which means it explains just how things work today and why things need to change. So you are in a way defining the problems right off the bat. And then the future state is the desired change and the end goal and why it matters to the learner and how life changes for the better when you implement it. So you'll see in the baseline phase, you are making an argument for your course and why this content is important. And this is important for establishing buy-in from the learner. Now, once you have done that, you can move to phase 2, and this is where you connect the dots and you transition the learner from the current state into the future state. And you do this by presenting your content, be it in video format or text or images or infographics, but it's also important to include role-based scenarios over here. Now, role-based scenarios are just hypothetical situations that apply directly to the learner based on their background. And remember, you defined this in the first phase already. So now you'll also want to include case studies which are similar to scenarios, except that they are real-life situations and examples showing your content in practice. Speaking of practice, you actually want to make sure that learners have an opportunity to practice the content as they are going through it. And this is done by creating safe to fail scenarios. So this can be like small assessments, maybe 1 to 3 questions after different lessons, or maybe even a case study where it's safe for the learner to get maybe some of the answers incorrect so they can learn the content as they go through it. Now, the third phase is about application, and you can do this in a variety of ways depending on your course. The easiest way to do is through assessments and exercises. Assignments are where people have to actually step away from the course and then submit something, and challenges may be team challenges or individual challenges. The application phase of the course should be at the end, but you can also sprinkle these in throughout your course in smaller ways to help enhance the content. But you don't want to do it too much because that will take away from the actual learning experience. Now, this is the application of what the learners learned. In the application phase, you want to be sure to provide feedback, both peer feedback and instructor feedback. And you can do this on forums, live webinars, or coaching sessions. And you want this feedback to be both public and private, or at least have both options. Now, the private sessions add-on for Yibbia is a perfect tool for this. And at the end of this phase, you want to measure performance. So this can be done by a final quiz or a final assignment that you're actually going to grade, and the grade actually matters at this point, you see, because you want to know how much the learners have actually taken from the course. So in the previous section, we were having safe to fail assessments, and this time it's all coming down to something that can be graded and show their performance. And at the very end, you want to allow learners an opportunity to provide their feedback in the course and how things went, so that you can make iterations accordingly next time. So that's it. Those were the 3 phases. Now let's have a look at how to set this up in Yibbia. So now first things first, you'll go to Yibbia LMS control panel and you'll click on Add New, which will bring you to this page, and over here we're going to give our course a title, so let's just call it Course Builder, and then we click on Save, and then we click over here to access our pre-built templates. Having a beautiful course front page attracts learners to enroll into your course, and with a pre-built template like those that we have in Yibbia, you can actually just choose and import with just one click instead of spending time designing your own template from scratch. Okay, so once you are in the course builder, you can edit all the text. You just click on the text and then you go to the left dashboard and you can change the text over there. Let's say we can type anything or type your course overview over here to tell people who is it for. You can change the font, you can scroll down and change the text that's down there. Anything that you want to edit, it's going to appear on the left side of the screen and you can edit it over there. And let's scroll down. You can also change the images or icons and the sizes and the font and the colors. This is like the footer. You can change the text here, and then you scroll back up, have a look at it, and from here you can actually have a look at what the page will look like if it's viewed from a mobile phone or a tablet, because sometimes you might need to make some extra changes because it's not looking as user-friendly as it was on desktop on a mobile phone version. And then you just click this green color update button to save all your changes. So now let's preview your course front page as users will see it. Let's see what it looks like when somebody actually enrolls into the course, or even before that when they open up the course preview page. You can add a video to promote your course or to summarize your course. And the video, by the way, it can either be embedded from YouTube or hosted securely within the website to prevent theft. And okay, the page looks nice enough. And then here you can see your name above the page for users to access your profile or see other courses that you're offering or any products or services that you offer through the website. And you can scroll down and see if anything needs changes. Okay, and this is what your course front page would look like to the users, right? So moving on, let's see how to create your lessons within each course on your e-learning website. So if you have a look at the top menu bar, you'll click on the builder and then you'll click on add lesson. So here we're going to type the names of the lessons. We have the welcome, which is part of the baselining, and then we have additional baselining where we describe who the course is for, And you can also have a section where you want to define the current and future states, just as I described before, kind of a description on how things work today, and then a description on what the end goal is and why it's important. And then next is the connecting states, so you call it current and future state, followed by the connecting states. And then you can present your content in the form of videos or text or infographics. And then there's the applications phase, which is assignments and challenges. And last but certainly not the least is to provide the final. And the final can be a quiz, or it can be an assignment or a challenge. And this is how you can drag your lessons up and down if you want to change their sequence. For instance, sometimes you can put the applications on top or sprinkle it all over throughout the courses. You can like expand, or you can click on this little button to edit the name of any lesson, and you can pretty much make any changes that you want. You can cancel the changes, you can remove a lesson by clicking on this button, remove, and once you're all done, then you are going to save all your changes. So now let's preview the lessons that we just created. This is the course front page, and here are the lessons that we just added. We have the welcome, baseline, current and future state, connecting states, applications, and final, and then the feedback. We can just have a look at all of these and see if we want to make any changes. So this is how the lessons appear to users who come to your course page. So now let's talk a little bit about creating topics and quizzes within each lesson. Over here we have what we're looking for. So now in the baseline lesson, we describe who the course is for. We provide the details on what they learn in common terms. So this is how we are going to name the topics within the lesson baseline. And then the common terms can become a separate lesson. And then let's add a quiz over here. Sometimes it's nice to know what your learners know before the course, so you can compare it to what they have learned after the course, which is why we're putting in a quiz in the baseline lesson. And then you can add more information on the current and future states as to separate topics. So one topic becomes the current state, and then another new topic becomes the future state. And save. And then if you have made any mistake, then you can delete a topic or undo the deletion, or you can reorganize the sequence of the topics that you just added. And moving on, the connecting states, this one can include topics like maybe mock scenarios, case studies, mini assessments, or quizzes. So we just call it contents over here first, and then let's try to add a quiz. Very simple. We can call it mini assessment and save. So the third one, let's call it mock scenarios, and another new topic, let us call it case studies. So we're splitting everything that we need to put under connecting states into different topics, and then we'll add a quiz. Let's call it connecting state quiz, right? And this can also function as a final quiz for this particular lesson before the user gets to the application phase of the course. And then in the application phase, let's call it assignments. You can sprinkle this throughout the content assignments, challenges, and ongoing discussions as well. But this is like a general framework for your entire course. So at the end, in the applications lesson, you have assignments, you have challenges. You might also want to include some ongoing discussions. So let's call this topic ongoing discussions, and then we add a quiz. This quiz can function as a pre-final, which is sort of like the final but one last opportunity where it's still safe to fail. So we call this the pre-final assessment, and then we save all the changes that we have made, and we are done over here. Okay. Now, whether you are a teacher, a trainer, a tutor, a training provider, an instructor, a coach, a consultant, or whether you're running any kind of an educational institute such as a school, tuition classes, academy, training center, college, or university, each one of these individuals or organizations would have their own preferred course deployment model. All right, and the good thing about Yibbia is that Yibbia provides the flexibility for you to set up your course according to the style that suits your business needs. Now, online-based classes do pose a challenge as you want to keep them engaged. You want to keep your learners engaged throughout your course without you being present in person with the learners. And to solve this problem, we create micro settings on how an entire course gets delivered. In the Yibbia platform, in the Yibbia's website, there are micro settings to deliver the entire course, and a particular lessons delivery method is also there. There's an individual topic, there are quizzes and assignments, delivery styles, as well as the assessment systems to keep learners excited with the variety and automated responses throughout their learning journey. Now, Yibbia has also made it very flexible for instructors to interact with each course, with each lesson or topic or quizzes or assignments. So what you can actually do is you can make it into a fully automated system, an automated response system or manual system, or anywhere in between, where learners are online, adjusting the feel towards your online presence with them. It's all up to your preferences. And that makes Yibbia very easy to use because based on your specific requirements, it comes with different features available in their different price packages, which you can view on yibbia.com/prices. And then they also have a free package available for individual lecturers or trainers, or for small businesses that have an audience per course of less than 30 students. Okay, now any good online learning system will actually allow you to create custom settings for the entire course deployment model, and then additional settings on how you want learners to experience in each lesson separately. And then there are these refined settings also for engaging the learners at topic level. And after that, at the end, you have quiz or exam configuration by using various exam formats such as multiple choice or essay writings. So above all, you might want to also reduce your involvement interacting with students, while at the same time you don't want them to feel neglected. So this is where the automated point awarding system comes in, where the system awards points or certificates based on a criteria or a set of metrics. So in the next few minutes, I'll be showing you all the settings one by one, starting from top level course settings and then moving on to lesson settings, and then settings for each topic within a lesson. And then we'll be visiting the different types of quizzes and their settings, so that you can know how the whole system functions. This is where we begin with. So let's begin with the course settings first. You'll click on courses. You'll click on that course that you want to open up, and then you'll click on settings. You can add your own custom certificate at the end of a course or an exam. Certificates will be automatically awarded to learners upon achieving your set of criteria. For instance, you might set up the criteria to be completing a course within a set time frame, or to score a minimum score on it, or you can set any other prerequisites that you want. Course contents can be shown or not shown to public. It depends on your choice, and this prevents competitors from copying your course structure. Course pagination is handy when you have a course with hundreds of lessons and topics, and this function actually helps to make the course appear neat from the front end before a user enrolls into it. Hiding the latest courses can be helpful if it's an ongoing course that takes a long time to complete. Let's say if it takes one whole year or a semester, so that when students enroll into your program, you still have time to keep adding in new lessons, which will be available in the near future. Now, once you have structured your course, you can choose to display the lessons and topics based on the order that you created them, or you can base them on the date of creation, or you can even base them, you can sequence them based on the title in ascending or descending mode. This prevents confusion from your end when you structure your course in a particular style and deploy it in another. Now, you can provide few options for learners to access your courses. You can either leave it open, which means course can be given out for free to public without having them to create an account within the website. This method actually attracts new visitors to your other courses on the site. Or you can make it free, which means if you want users to register before accessing your free course, you'll be contacting them to upsell other courses. And in that case, it's a great technique to put up your first course as a free course. You can set it up as buy now. This is an option when a course is for sale and you want your learners to pay for the course, so that before they can enroll into it, and they can make payment through PayPal. You can also make it into a recurring course, which means you'll be collecting recurring payment through PayPal platform for that course for anybody who registers into it. Collection can be made on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, or on an annual basis, depends how you set it up. Or you can make your course as a closed course, and this is actually the best payment collection method. Users can be made to pay through all payment gateways, such as direct bank transfer, check, cash, or using PayPal. You can sell the course. If you keep it closed, you can sell downloadable products, or you can even sell physical products by using this option. Moving on to the course prerequisites. Now, instructors can actually plan and structure the course for the whole year ahead by setting up prerequisites. And these can be set either through completion of a course, set of courses, or accumulated points, which means the prerequisites that you set up for any learner to be able to enroll into a course could be either for them to complete another course first, or a set of other courses first, or they would need to accumulate a certain number of points before they could take that course. Learners cannot access a course unless they fulfill all the prerequisite criteria that you set up for that course. Limiting the course access duration based on number of days upon enrollment can be set up to your preference as well, and this can be used to force learners to complete a course early instead of delaying it. For the course flow, in some cases, you do not want learners to skip lessons and jump to the next on their own until they have completed all of the topics and assignments and quizzes of the previous lessons. But at other times, you might want to allow them to skip through the course. So we have this option over here as well, because Yibbia gives you the flexibility to do either, to go either way. You can either choose to give learners the flexibility to choose their own sequence in which they want to take the different lessons, or you can force them to complete the first lesson before they can move on to the next one. Learners can manually be added or removed from a course from the admin panel or from the group leader dashboard. Alright, let's move on to lesson settings. You'll go to lessons, you'll choose a lesson to configure, and then you'll click on settings. At the lesson material section, you can add additional material for this lesson as text or as attached files. Donation is only active for charity-based organizations to be able to receive donations directly through a course. Videos can be tied as part of a lesson or just as a supporting material where learners would need to complete watching the video to progress to the next topic or get awarded with points or to get a certificate upon course completion. Videos can be hosted either through your own website that Yibbia would build for you or through platforms such as YouTube. You can decide to show a video at the beginning of the course as introduction to the lesson, or you can also choose to show it after lesson completion as a form of congratulating the learner for completing the lesson, or in the form of moving forward summary kind of a thing. It can be set to autoplay for a lively feeling. You can add or remove video controls such as play, pause, and rewind. And this kind of features, they actually give a real life feeling to the learners where lectures cannot be paused or rewinded. So it's a good way to practice active listening skills. If, for instance, you do not activate or if you do not allow the learners to control the video by playing or pausing it at any time, then they would need to be more active in listening to the video and keeping their focus on what they're learning. And that's a really important thing for students as well as working adults to be able to maintain their focus. Now, if you are not interested to set this up, you can switch it off with just one click. Assignments can also be called projects or case studies or even ongoing discussions depending on your audience. You can allow them to upload PDF files or Excel files or zip files and determine the maximum file size. Especially this one is useful if you have like more than few hundred learners for each course on your website, so you will need to limit the maximum file size that each learner can upload into a course. Grading can be automatically awarded upon submission or manually done, and limitation for grading can be a set number of allowed uploads. Then we also have an option to set timer for forced lesson completion. For instance, if you want a certain lesson or a certain course to be completed within 30 minutes, then you'll set that up as a timer for that course. We have clients from the aerospace industry who commonly use this as part of their interview process. So that is why Yibbia has inculcated this feature into their system. Again, if you are not interested to set this up, you can simply switch it off with just one click. Now, since Yibbia has designed a modularized system, you are free to associate any lesson to as many courses as you like for time-saving purposes. So it's like you can create one lesson and you can include that one single lesson into multiple courses if it's relevant to the course topics. But if you want to make small changes for the same lesson in different courses, then you can clone the lesson, make your chosen amendments, and associate it to another course. So that's going to look like the same lesson available in multiple courses, but with slight changes in each. Now, if you are selling a course, you might want visitors to get a feel of your content before they enroll in, and this can be achieved by activating the sample lesson function. You can do this for few lessons throughout all the courses. because this is something that your learners would be able to view before they even register into the course, before they enroll into the course. And then we have the lesson release schedule. Now, in some instances, lessons can be released instantly upon enrollment, while at other times, it could be more exciting to allow a drip-based course where access is based on number of days upon enrollment. So a lesson can be set one day after enrollment, while the next can be 2 days after enrollment. So it's like different lessons open up or become available to the learners at specific timings, starting from the time when they actually enroll into the course. Setting specific date for any lesson provides you ample time to prepare the content for it. So you can now sell a course before it's even completed. For instance, if you have already prepared the first few lessons of a course, you can put it up for sale straight away, and when learners start to enroll into it, then you can keep on adding more and more lessons to it and set up the prerequisites that these lessons will be made accessible to anybody who enrolls into this course after X number of days of their enrollment. You can set the year, the month, the date, the hour, the minutes for lesson accessibility. The features are really very thorough. Now, you can see the flexibility in deploying a lesson. Each lesson can either have the exact same settings or can have different settings. And again, if you don't want to use these settings, you can leave this function off. So we have looked into the settings option for a course, then we looked into settings for a particular lesson within that course, and now we will run through the settings for any specific topic or all topics within a lesson. So you'll go to topic, choose a topic to configure, and then click on settings. The same level of settings seen in the lesson section can be set up here for each topic. You can add additional files to support this topic. You can add videos and associate or not as part of the topic progression. You can embed videos from YouTube, or you can have self-hosted videos. You can switch on or off the video controls. You can upload assignments or coursework, case studies, mini projects within this topic. You can set allowed upload formats and file sizes. You can decide on automatic or manual grading systems that you want to use. You can set up the timer for topic completion. You can associate a topic to one or multiple courses. These are all these settings are similar to the settings that we just discussed for each lesson. So these are the same kind of settings you also have available for each topic within a lesson. You can associate the topic to one or multiple lessons. If a topic is associated to multiple lessons or multiple courses, you can actually sort out based on you can sort out the topics based on either the lessons or the courses from the main topic table. Okay, now we'll be talking about settings for quizzes or tests. Quizzes can be categorized and arranged based on courses or based on lessons or dates. So you'll go to topic, choose a topic to configure, and then you'll click on settings. Associations can be used for quizzes as well, where you can link a quiz to any course or to any lesson. Quiz prerequisites allow you to set other quizzes that learners must complete or pass prior to taking this particular quiz. There is an option to only allow registered users to take a quiz or to leave it open to public to attract crowd for your course. Then there are passing scores, the choice of certificate to award, and you can restrict the number of retakes and to whom the restriction applies. You can decide if all the questions must be answered, or you can choose that this doesn't matter to you. You can set the time limit to complete the quiz. You can add additional reference materials in text, image, or video formats. A quiz can automatically start once the learner accesses the quiz actually. So quiz or questions can be displayed either one at a time or all together with or without the back button. Results can be displayed after each submitted answer or only display at the end. When there are series of questions, you can generate a questions overview table and question summary before submission. Learners can be allowed or not to skip questions because you can actually arrange questions based on preset categories, or you can also arrange them in a random order. This function is used when learners are sitting close to each other, so it will prevent the students or learners from being able to cheat on the test or quiz. So if you've set up the questions in a random order, on every device they're going to appear in a different sequence. And because that sort of makes it harder for the students to collaborate with each other. If more advanced features are required for each question, you can activate the additional question options, or else if you don't need the advanced features, you can just leave this off. It is actually exciting to play around with these settings because they're so thorough and they give you the feel of how the kind of experience that the students will go through when they are answering the questions and taking the quiz. Okay. Now let's dive into the result page display. There is an option to add a personalized message for users who score X percentage onwards. You can add graduation to summarize the quiz outcome in pre-programmed short codes. You can provide option for learners to restart the quiz or not. You can set custom result display as average score for all users who took the quiz. Display category score is also there. This displays the score achieved for each question category. Or you can either display the overall score or the number of correct answers, the time spent completing the quiz. Too many features here. Again, you can choose how to set it up. To inject more fun into user experience while answering the quiz, you can actually activate custom answer feedback message for correct or incorrect answers. But then again, if you're not interested to set up all these detailed features, you can switch them off with just one simple click. Now let's have a look at the administrative and data handling options. You can create a form for users to fill in. The input that they can key in can be in the form of text or dates or emails or drop-down answer menus or radio buttons, or they can even choose to tick mark yes or no, or pick a number, write down a number. The form can be displayed on the quiz starting page or at the end of the quiz, but before the results. With many students, you wouldn't want to generate their leaderboard manually with Microsoft Excel. So Yibbia provides this auto leaderboard generation tool, and here you can customize it. Now, since this is an online learning system, you can choose to include registered or unregistered or all users. Users can be allowed to apply once, or they can also apply multiple times. You can limit the number of entries. You can sort list by the best user, the newest entry, or oldest entry. Quiz results page can either be displayed below the result text or in the form of a button. Quiz in-depth statistics can be displayed, or you can choose not to display them. You can set email notifications for admin or for all users, or only for the registered users. To reduce time creating new quizzes with in-depth settings, you can actually save any one of your settings as a template, and you can reuse that template again and again to save time, while at the same time you're actually making everything consistent throughout all of your courses. Now at the lesson material section, you can add additional material for this lesson as text or as attached files. Donation is only active for charity-based organizations to receive donations directly from a course. You'll go to question, then add question to see the types of questions that can be created. Create a question title and the question in the next box. Have a look at the right box answer type. A good e-learning system provides a variety of ways to test learner understanding. So you can either create a single choice answer, or you can have multiple answers, multiple choice answers, free choice, sorting choice, matrix sorting choice, fill in the blanks, assessments and essays, or open answers. Playing with different answer types can add excitement for learners. You can have a look at our point calculation table to explain the calculation method used. Now, earlier in the quiz setup, we selected custom message to be displayed for correct answers or for incorrect answers. But for each question, a unique message can actually be written over here or just copied and pasted, for all the answers to have consistency. You can also add hints to a question using text, images, or videos. To save time setting up questions, you can save a question as a template and reuse it again by changing the question and the answer. Awarded points can be custom assigned for correct answers. It is fun to play around with the types of answers to see which one suits your question best. Try using all the styles that have been developed over here and you're simply going to just love it. This is a brief explanation for each type of method. Right above the respective answer box for your quick reference. Once your question is ready, just click the Settings tab and assign this question to its corresponding quiz. Now, one of the beauties of programming is that you can program many interactions and get them automated, giving a lively feeling to the learners and making them want to come back for more. So this basic idea makes it easy for instructors so that they can focus on the course content while the system is going to manage the learner's journey, creating an exciting experience which is not mundane, not monotonous throughout the course, that might be like a whole year's course. Now with the notification function, we can filter and edit notifications for each course or lesson or specific topics or quizzes. So we can pinpoint when and what auto notification we want the students to receive. Now this serves as a dual purpose. Number one, we can set notifications for important milestones to check on the learner's progress. Or number two, we can give learners the impression that we are always there looking into their progress. There are 14 triggers that we can use for auto notifications to be sent out to either one or to all the users or group leaders or to the admins or instructors. Group enrollment, course completion, lesson completion, a scheduled lesson which is available to the user, topic completion, on passing a quiz, on failing a quiz, quiz completion, assignment uploaded, assignment approved, user hasn't logged in for X number of days or Y number of days before a course expired, or as an essay question that has been put up into the grading status. Now in the notification settings, just click the email trigger and choose one of the 14 triggers that you would like to use. Then the corresponding logic will appear for additional setup. Here we can set the trigger for a specific course or for all the courses, lessons, topics, or quizzes, and then you'll determine who will receive the email, whether it's the user, the group leader, the parent, or the client manager, or the admin or instructor. Sometimes it's actually good to delay sending out the notifications because that gives the feeling that you have personally looked into the situation thoroughly before you send out the email to the student. Now, the last but yet very important feature that any e-learning or online course platform must have is reporting. That is the course reports available to the website admin and course instructors, where you can see how each course is actually performing. So the features for reporting the enrollments, progress, payments, performance, and everything for every course is really very thorough in Yibbia. So we're going to go through all those features very quickly over here. If you would like Yibbia to develop an e-learning platform for you with all the features that we went through in this class today, then contact on sales@yibbia.com. Thank you very much for attending this free masterclass, and I hope that whatever we discussed here today is really helpful in your pursuit of implementing e-learning or offering online courses through your business.